Hello, and welcome to my setup madness. A madness that I have now officially taken to the next level, because I have just now equipped full titanium hardware on this thing. I'm talking axle nuts, I am talking main 7/8 hardware. I am also talking titanium inverted kingpin bolts. Why? Over the past year, it has been my goal to get the lightest possible setup. Truck-wise, I will talk about a little bit in this video because I have a really unique truck setup, but let's get into some numbers. I got all of the titanium hardware from Acer Racing for a whopping total of $74.91. That total doesn't include tax and shipping for me, but to give you the breakdown, the 7/8 hardware was $29.99. The inverted kingpin bolts were $17.99 for a pair, and for $13.99 you can get a set of 4 titanium axle nuts. Here's a set of standard steel 7/8 hardware side by side with the titanium 7/8 hardware. As you can see, there is a total savings of about 18 grams. The weight difference between the steel inverted kingpin bolt versus the titanium one is 11 grams or 22 grams for the pair. As expected, there's not much weight savings on the axle nuts. We still are saving about 5 grams. But honestly, what I'm most excited about with the axle nuts is the durability of the titanium versus the steel. I tend to lose axle nuts all the time and have wheels pop off mid-session from all those primo lands, so hopefully these will hold up. I did not realize this at first, but the way that these kingpin bolts are designed, they actually replace the top washer for your bushing. The bushing sits nice inside the head of that bolt, so we are actually saving an additional 9 grams in weight by removing them. So as you see here, swapping all of our steel hardware for titanium hardware has saved us about 54 grams, which is roughly 2 ounces. For $75 spent, is a 2-ounce savings in weight really worth it? That factor alone, no. But the other factor to consider is the durability of titanium versus steel. And especially these axle nuts, if these hold up and I don't lose them while I'm skating, I think that in its own right, those are worth it. Steel hardware, I've rocked the same set for over a couple years now. I don't really think that's worth it. The kingpin might be worth it from a durability standpoint. I'm sure some of you guys have snapped kingpins before. All right, so that's all I got on the titanium hardware as of now. You have some costs, you have some weights, you have some variances against steel. I'll get back to you on durability. I'm going to have to skate a while to figure out from that aspect, are things really worth it? If you were looking at the spreadsheet, you probably saw some other numbers related to truck base plates. At the beginning of the video, I stated I have a really weird truck setup, and if you want to see just how far my skate madness went into my trucks, feel free to stick around. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Hopefully you have all of the information you need as of now on the titanium hardware. But yeah, let's get into some crazy shit. So I want to preface by saying I have tried just about every single truck that has been out there over the past few years. A lot of different factors, trying to find the right turning geometry, trying to find the right weight, trying to find the right height. Regardless, time and time again, I have always come back to independent. It's my personal taste. I have not found a truck that turns better than independent. I love the way Thunders lock in, but I hate the way they turn. I just don't feel stable on them. So about 1.5 years ago, I kind of started down this path trying to dial in the right independent setup for me. So my truck setup, I have the 149 titanium hangers on the mid hollow forged base plates. So yes, I buy a set of mid hollow forged in 149 strictly to rob the base plates. The base plates that are currently on here are the ones that you can get from NHS to turn any independent truck into an inverted kingpin. So if I put those on there, you can see that these sit higher than those. So these are heavier than them. This truck sits ever so slightly lower than these. Is this absolute insanity? Yeah, it probably is. But let's check some numbers real quick. On the left, we have a standard stage 11 base plate with an inverted kingpin base plate in the center. And on the right, we have the forged inverted kingpin base plate. And I no longer have the original base plates that came with my titaniums. They are being used on my son's setup, but nonetheless, those were also forged base plates, but they had a standard kingpin. For me personally, I like inverted kingpins, so I'm mainly looking at the two that are in the center and on the right here. And for me, that is a big difference in weight. It's so noticeable that I can actually feel the difference when I ollie and when I flick. All right, now for some weight comparisons. Here's an old 8.5 deck I was skating. Now these are 139 standard stage 11 independents. You see everything on there that would normally be set up with the board, and we clock in at a whopping 5 pounds, 12.71 ounces. Now, if I did have a set of 149s to go on here, I imagine that the weight would be a little bit higher. Next, we have my son's skateboard. Now, he also rides 8.5, 31.8, 14.25 wheelbase, and he also has a set of 149 Indies on here. These are the forged hollow Indies. He actually is riding the base plates that were on my titaniums, and with that, we come in at 5 pounds, 6.37 ounces. And lastly, here we have my current setup, fully equipped with all the new titanium hardware and my weird wonky truck setup. And we are clocking in at 5 pounds, 0.01 ounces. So we're just going to call that 5 pounds even. So combining both the new titanium hardware as well as swapping my standard inverted kingpins to the forged inverted kingpins, you see that we have a total weight savings of 88 grams, which is 3.1 ounces. Comparing my current weight to the weight of a board with standard stage 11s on there, you can see that we've dropped almost 12 ounces, which is about 3/4 of a pound, roughly. That, to me, on a skateboard, is a huge weight savings. I found that lightening things up over time, it impacts me in a very positive way. It's less force for me to pop. It's less force for me to flick. Therefore, I'm not fatiguing as fast. I'm taking, less of a beating on my joints, especially my ankles with the lighter setup. So I get it. It's not for everyone. I will try to keep people posted on the status of this titanium hardware if you are interested. Feel free to post anything in the comments, any questions, any comments about me possibly needing psychiatric help, whatever it may be. Regardless, thanks for watching.